I'm Tejas. As introduced, I'm doing a degree in biology and data science. Uh, I'll be conducting today's session on how to use AI tools and specifically ChatGPT. I'll be conducting today's session, and before I start, please interrupt me if you need me to repeat anything or if I'm going too fast or anything. There will be a question answer session at the end. So please feel free to ask any questions there. I think, yeah. Uh, I'm assuming most people would have heard of ChatGPT. Has anyone heard of it? Is it something you use? Like you can. Uh, okay, and so essentially, what ChatGPT is we call it a large language model. And what it does is it takes some instruction that we give and it generates an output based on that. And that output is usually text or language. And in our case, this input is called a prompt. And I'll be using this word a lot in this talk. Uh, I hope my screen is visible. And this input is what you call a prompt. So you can say, and ChatGPT is just again, you give an input, you get an output, and you can ask it a lot of things. So you can ask, what is a prompt in context of AI? And it'll give you an output, right? So it'll give you a good, nice, structured answer. And yeah, it just tells what the AI needs to do, right? And my goal today is to try and teach you how to use and like any tool, it's useful because it can serve as a assistant that can read, write, summarize, or even generate content. And it's essentially like having some free work to do. You just need, it's like an intern. You need to tell them what work to do, what not to do. For example, if you need some help writing emails, you can just prompt the large language model to do it. In most demonstrations, people try to try to show you how to use ChatGPT, but don't really cover the drawbacks. And in my mind, I think we need to do that first. Is everyone following me? I think it's pretty clear so far, right? Okay, I think we move forward. Uh, I'm just trying to cover the drawbacks of ChatGPT, and it'll be really helpful if you have a book and pen and you can note it down. The biggest problem with ChatGPT is that people use it as a substitute for thinking. And before I start explaining what I mean, I'd like to differentiate between language and logic. Logic is logic, as you know, and language is how you communicate the logic. So everyone in the human mind, we have logic, we think, and language is how we communicate that logic to other people, right? The thing with ChatGPT is that it knows the language and not the logic. However, it appears to know the logic because most of the information online is logical, meaning that models are trained on the data and can basically tell that it is kind of logical. But again, it knows language, not logic. And the way these models are designed, they seem to be good at generating ideas and do things that we think are novel or something hasn't been done before. But ChatGPT is not really intelligent. It's just like a salesman who knows how to talk a lot, right? And because of this appearance, people use it as a substitute for thinking and to over rely on it. So when you use this for any business use case, it may be writing an email, may it be some brainstorming session you have, you can use it as an assistant who can talk a lot and not someone who's an expert. So the bottom line is you need to be critical of every output ChatGPT provides. I think that's clear. And if there's any questions, you can go ahead. And another reason why I would say ChatGPT, the drawback of ChatGPT is that it doesn't, it makes mistakes. It makes a lot of mistakes, but presents them confidently. And an example of that could be you can ask it. I'm sorry. Okay. How many M's in swimming? And I've spelt it wrong here. I hope it's visible. And once I do this, it'll say it has three M's. But you see that it's knowing that it's a correct spelling, right? This means that these models, they're just trained on language. They aren't trained on logic, right? This is examples okay because you kind of know the mistake, but in things you aren't aware of, say some invoice formula, you can't use ChatGPT there because ChatGPT is naturally bad at things like maths, right? Also, it's not up to date with information, and so that means it can give you outdated insights based on like some old tax scheme if you're using it for invoices, using it to understand invoices, and so on. And it also you need to be really careful with your own data. You don't need to upload your data, and it can be leaked, and it also has been in the past. So lots of sensitive data has been of the users has been leaked in the past. And one last uh, drawback I would put is that generic content is that AI, when you prompt an AI to do it, it gives you a lot of generic content. And all this content, I mean, by generic, I mean it uses some words which you are certain like an AI would use. Like there are like text between dashes and so on. And this can be detected by AI content detectors, which can kind of harm your credibility if you're writing to someone important and they find out that you're using AI to do it. So it can hurt credibility in that way. And yeah, so these are some of the drawbacks. And we started with it because in most places, uh, this isn't covered at all, right? Uh, and also, you can ask ChatGPT again for drawbacks for its own LLMs. Uh, but I'd like to say these points were just to show that you can't trust it, and you need to basically be critical of every output it produces. But LLMs like ChatGPT can be really good business tools. Before I before I begin with the hands-on demonstration, I need to say that this session will serve as a brief introduction and nothing else. I'll try and teach you how to construct better prompts and how to use ChatGPT, how you can communicate with the AI better. And yeah, you can find a lot of information online and on YouTube. Is everything clear so far? Have there been any questions?
It's clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, okay. Uh, Before I start and try and teach you how to use ChatGPT for your own uh, good, it's always a good idea to inform it of your context, in the sense that you can tell it, oh, I'm a small business owner in this sector. I make, I don't know, organic compost and I want to sell it. And this is the question I have. So this way can give you outputs that are better to it. And you need to be creative with how you use AI, right? I'll give you a few use cases before we actually start constructing a prompt. So first could be brainstorming. You say you have some product idea, but you're not sure about the proper specifics, right? So ChatGPT can help you articulate the idea better. It can help you understand. what you can do better. It can say, okay, this part's fine, but this part can be better, and so on. And it can also write emails for you or help with customer support. But again, I'm being at the risk of being redundant. Please don't just copy paste directly what it gives you. Do have a look, have a review, and send it, because there have been lots of cases where ChatGPT undergoes something called hallucinations, where fake information is just given out just because it's a mistake in the model, right? Uh, if you write content, say like an email, ChatGPT, not an email, sorry, a blog post, a ChatGPT can help automate that part of your business. It can serve like a sales intern or a marketing intern, and can also write like captions based on your business social media posts. Uh, and in the same brainstorming part of it, you can give it an idea and ask it to like critique it. This will help you find like gaps in the ways you have thought, and probably also avoid biases. And things like timetables, it can help. You can tell it, I need to finish this task, can you please give me a timetable to do this. It can help with both short term, like a day by day basis, or a long term, like project plan, and so on. um I'd say, and in this field, like bioenzyme stuff, they have a lot of research going on. So ChatGPT can help make the science more accessible to you. You can ask it to summarize the paper, or explain it to you step by step. And the whole reason why ChatGPT is so nice is because it can give you personalized outputs based on the prompts you give ChatGPT. And lastly, it can help you use ChatGPT better. You can always write a prompt and ask it, okay, I want you to do this. How can I communicate this better to you? It'll give you a refined prompt, and do it, right? Uh, Again, I'd like to reiterate, before you start using ChatGPT properly, please make sure that all the information is redacted. It doesn't need to know where your name, where you're based, and this is again to protect yourself from potential data breaches. And for people who can, it can also help with other languages. So, say you have a Hindi text you want to translate, or a Kannada text that you want to translate, you can give that to ChatGPT. It'll translate it for you. It can help you get past language barriers for your business. And ChatGPT also can help. You can give it a Hindi input and ask for an English output. This can again help with the language barriers and also communicating uh, to a lot of people. Uh, Okay, so this is all the theory uh, part of it. Um, so there are essentially five ideal things in a prompt, right? So one is and these are really useful. These are really powerful tools that can help uh, once it get the desired output. And these techniques I used even to what's it? I used it to create a chatbot for my own university. And yeah, so the first part is a what I will call a goal. So you need to tell ChatGPT what you wanted to do. So that could be write this for me, or I have this text from a research paper. Please summarize it for me. Uh, or I have this product idea. Please brainstorm, and so on. Right. Then we have context. Context is saying, okay, I am a small business owner. I have this thing. I have these many products. What do I tell, which can help make the output better, right? And this can be things like the industry you're in, the type of customer you're catering to, what your product or service is, any UPIs or unique selling points, USPs, sorry, not UPIs, USPs. Then you can also give it a tone. A tone will tell how you want your thing to be wordy. So do you need it to be friendly? Do you want it to be a professional? Do you want it to be funny? casual, or if you want, say, uh, like you need an email. So if you want to write an email based on some tone you want to convey to a customer or some collaborator or something, you can use that. Um, you can also you also need to give it something called an output format. So you need to say, are you writing an email? Are you writing a letter? Are you writing a social media caption? Do you just want to bullet a list of ideas, a checklist, and so on and so forth? And last one is any other constraints, right? Constraints could include uh, things like constraints could be things like the language you're writing in, or uh, constraints can be the language you're writing in, or uh, target the language, or how many words you need to write, keywords you need to include, and so on, right? So these are the five things you need, the five things you need to include in a prompt. Uh, and this is called prompt engineering. And if you get good at it, you can actually use it for proper jobs. I believe a lot of companies have been hiring for things called prompt engineers, right? Again, so essentially, you need to provide a goal, you need to provide a context, a tone, an output format, and constraints, right? Uh, right. Uh, so I have a few examples ready. So say you have you're an organic skincare company, and you need to write a social media caption. So what is the goal? The goal is write an Instagram caption. Then it can be the context can be it's for an organic skincare brand that is launching a turmeric face mask, the turmeric face mask. And what is the target audience? The target audience could be you're targeting eco-conscious young women. Uh, what do you want your tone to be? It can be witty, confident, funny, which is what like social media tries to be. And the output format needs to be a social media caption that it needs, right? And lastly, uh, your constraints can be uh, maximum 25 words, include the words turmeric and glow. This can be anything. This is just a random example. And then you can say, and this is where ChatGPT can help. So you can say, based on this information, please refine the prompt. So this is enabling you to communicate with the AI. Yeah, okay. Uh, and then yeah, so it'll give you an output. Write a witty, confident Instagram caption, maximum 25 words for an organic skincare brand launching this, and so on and so forth, right? And then you can ask it. It is suggested, would you like a few captions to choose from? And then you said yes, and then I'll give you a few captions. You can have a look. Um, yeah, and this is just in line with what you find on the internet and whatnot, right? Again, if there's one thing I'd like for you to take away from this session is the five things you need for a prompt. So that's again, I'll repeat it. If you have the time, please note it down. You need a goal, you need a context, you need a writing tone or a style, you need to give an output format, and lastly, you need to give the constraints, right? I have another uh, example, and that could be for a organic company that makes fertilizers, right? So one can be, say this company wants to write a blog post to popularize its work. So you can say, please write a short educational blog snippet, and that's the goal, right? The context then is this is for an organic fertilizer company introducing a new compost based product, and this is the target audience: home gardeners and small farms, right? uh, the tone can be uh, this is the educational, approachable, environmentally conscious tone you need. Um, then what's your output format? Output format can be a short blog snippet. And lastly, constraints can be a maximum, say you want 100 words, and you must mention things like soil health and chemical free. So now you say, based on this, please uh, provide the uh, needed output. And based on this, it'll provide a lot of things. And then the hope is you take this and then you copy paste it on as like an introduction to your blog and whatnot. And again, you don't do it as is, because the generic data generation point I discussed earlier. But that's essentially how you use it. I'll just give a brief overview on what these things are. This is a reason button. This basically you get, I think, some 5, 6 free, like 5 free prompts with the reasoning option. This basically allows you to, like, get a better version of ChatGPT. The search option here is that it's aiming to replace Google search, so you can get outputs based on what's it thing outputs you really need. So you can say, give me research article, give me articles from the Times of India only based on this from this author, and it'll do a much better job than Google. This is to interact with voice. Attach is you can upload an image and then ask it, okay, so here's my social media post. Please write a caption for it, things like that. And here are some suggested prompts. So you can use it to write your own prompts, better your prompts, etc. Um, I think that's all I have. Oh yeah, one more thing is ChatGPT is again just one particular model from one particular company. There are multiple different language models, and that's from like Claude. There's something called Perplexity, which do some things that are better than ChatGPT. You can find a lot of tutorials online on how to use them, and more ones that may be tailored better to your context. So if say you already are using it but you want to know how to use it better. So there are YouTube videos, all that. And yeah, that's about it. The last 10, 15 minutes, we can have a Q&A session. Uh, yeah. Uh, any questions, doubts, clarifications?
There's a privacy in this.
Again, I had mentioned I wouldn't put like my business details, like the name of my business or
Okay.
my own
Okay.
name, for example. I haven't given my name to ChatGPT because there
Mhm.
have been cases of data breaches, and OpenAI, which is the company that made ChatGPT, is facing a lot of lawsuits based on that. Again, it can be used as a tool
Information.
as information, text
Okay.
generation, and
Okay.
so on. And again, you need to be wary of your content. Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. Yeah. Any other questions?
Very informative session. Thank you so much, Tejas.
No worries. Yeah. I hope it was not too theoretical or info heavy. I tried to make it accessible, and I tried to give open points wherever I could. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was all from my end. If there were any other questions, we can take them.
Uh, it was quite easy to follow.
Okay, thanks.
Otherwise, I thought it was before the session. I thought it one more techie thing. I thought it. It was.
Right, right. I try to keep it
It
as
was simple. You kept it very simple and nice.
good to hear. Thank you. Uh, okay, I think I am done. If there's
हाँ
uh,
तेजस, ये जो आपने प्रॉम्प्ट हमें बताया है, तो जो
जी,
हम भी प्रॉम्प्ट देते हैं तो हमारे
हम्म,
सिस्टम में जो डाटा होता है क्या वो उसको भी लेता है या पूरा प्रॉपर अपना?
नहीं नहीं, वो अभी वो तो अब तक वेबसाइट है वो, तो इट डजंट हैव आपका सिस्टम्स का जो जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो नहीं है.
अच्छा अच्छा.
It's just like a website, but it
हम्म.
can remember. So if account बना के रखे हैं, तो it can remember things you have said in the past. तो वो वो है, but nothing. It can't access say your photos or WhatsApp
अच्छा अच्छा.
conversations.
ओके. थैंक यू.
No
आपने
worries.
ये प्रॉम्प्ट बता के हमें चैट जीपीटी हमारे लिए काफी इजी किया है. थैंक यू सो मच तेजस.
No worries. No worries.
ये आपने बहुत ठीक कहा that it remembers whatever you feed it, because
Correct.
whatever question, even if it is not related to bioenzymes, the answer which I get will be that there will be bioenzymes somewhere in between.
Correct.
So that is what.
Yeah, I think I am done. Yeah.
Thank you, Tejas, for taking a small session for us. A lot of things, I think we go haphazard, and you have put it in a proper way so that we can go accordingly. So, any other question? Otherwise, we'll close it with our pledge and done with it.
प्रीति जी,
हाँ जी.
तेजस का दूसरा इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिएगा.
क्या?
तेजस इज योर सन, नो?
या
वो तो
अरे
बताया नहीं आपने.
प्रीति, congratulations, so sweet he is.
वेरी नाइस, बहुत अच्छा लगा.
हाँ,
वेरी
अच्छा लगा.
नाइस एंड इन्फॉर्मेटिव सेशन.
अभी मैं ट्राई करूंगी, इसीलिए प्राइवेसी को पूछे. नहीं, इसीलिए सबको बोला था आने के लिए, because it is good for everybody, Yeah, and he knows, how we struggle and how
Correct,
we
correct.
picking up things. So I felt he can connect well with
Yeah.
giving us some more ज्ञान about this.
But it was really good. नहीं तो कभी जिंदगी में नहीं ट्राई करती थी मैं. अभी ये भी ट्राई करूंगी अभी.
नहीं, अभी जो सोशल मीडिया में हम लोग पीछे हैं ना, आप लोग यूज
हाँ.
करो अब इसको.
Yes, now I'll start coming to the this and I'll try and
हाँ,
questions भी
these are,
पूछूंगी आपको नेक्स्ट सेशन में.
these are good tool, right? These are very good tool which we can use it for making our stuff. So many things we would like to share, but we
हाँ.
don't know how to share it. So
Correct.
these are the things which tools which can help us in
Bas.
putting things together. है ना?
That is true. कभी कभी कोई मिलता नहीं, कोई हेल्प करने वाले भी. Everybody is so busy.
Yeah.
ये these things at least you can try. फिर अपना ओन ब्रेन यूज कर सकते हैं. एटलीस्ट वो शुरुआत तो करेगी.
हाँ.
My perspective has always been that just you can use it like a worker who doesn't
हाँ.
know too much. You need to be बहुत explicit in what to do, how to do it, and it'll do what you say.
Okay.
My point is, again, I urge everyone to try and use it because it can be a very good tool for productivity.
Correct.
And need to be careful with the outputs, but it's a great tool. It can lots of things. You need to be creative in how you use it. Also, it can help as much as you can think about it. But
We can add on to it once we get some information. We can
sure,
add on to it, change it,
right.
but at least शुरुआत तो करें.
Correct. So you can tell it, please write a blog post on this and say,
Yeah.
okay, please fine tune it to this specific,
Yes. Yeah.
right, or whatnot. So itna, I just hope that people can try it, see how
Yes.
useful it can be for their situation, context, and so on.
Yeah, and the kind of work all of you are doing, it's like, to making a report of an event shouldn't be an issue. So
Yes.
we have issue in collecting it and, keeping it together. But this should help. I mean, just दिन में 5 मिनट भी आप निकालोगे ना, आज एक tweet किया, उसका ये सब डाल दिया, and just create some 100 words or 200 word का एक report बना दो. So that is done. I mean, it's just the prompt what we have to learn how to
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
And this will give us good report, and this will help all of us to keep a track of our work. How much what we have done, and how many people are impacted, and what, I mean, all that small things what we miss out. So if we all of us start doing it, I think we can have a very good impactful work to show.
Yeah.
And to show to whom is only like, if we need a campus, we need to show these details, these data, what we are doing.
And we can make a file and keep it, so that future हमारे लिए अच्छा रहता.
सब लोग इतना अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अपने पास वो रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं रहता है.
कुछ भी नहीं है.
हाँ, so that we need to put in habit. That's all.
Yes.
And Tejas, do we have app of ChatGPT?
There is a phone app. I don't use it,
Okay.
but I just don't use. I don't want to have it on my phone. But there is a phone app. It's pretty easy there. It's similar to the web itself.
But otherwise, how do you use it?
I use it on the web.
Okay.
Yeah, I use it on web on my laptop. I don't use it too
Okay.
much on my phone.
Okay, fine. We got it.
So that's just a personal preference.
Okay. But it's safe even if you use on a mobile.
Right. Yes.
Okay, fine.
It's just that, yeah, I use it on the laptop because I use my laptop more than
More.
the reason. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for and let's log off now. Let me stop.
I think someone unmuted for a second. I don't know. Okay.
No, I was just asking Preeti ji if you're her son. I joined late. I missed the session. So,
Oh.
Preeti ji, is it your son?
Yeah.
Okay. So, nice. I missed the session. I hope we get the recording.
Yeah.
I joined late. Yeah.
Initial part was little heavy, which was little technical, at least for me.
Yeah, correct. Magar I click those things so that I'll follow bulke. Likhi mein.
Yeah. So one more minute before we stop our recording, and I'll just share this and where is our
I pledge to embrace and promote the use of bioenzymes to protect our soil, air, and water. I commit to making and using bioenzyme for organic waste management, reducing chemical pollutants, and fostering sustainable ecosystems. Together, we'll safeguard our environment and create a cleaner, healthier world for all. Thank you.